to finding calm in the chaos. I am Denise Sith, and this is my podcast. Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to another episode of Finding Calm in the Chaos. My throat is just not cooperating with me. And it is a mixture of two things. Losing my shit. I'm not lying, right? And hockey games. There's that. We had I'm literally like my throat. If I have a voice on Christmas, I'll be shocked. Like it'll legitimately just blow me away if I can still have a voice by Christmas. That said, we had an amazing weekend. The Sith clan. We had back-to-back games. So we were at a 7:00 hockey game, and then we were at a 4:00, which I love on Sunday, the early games. I'm not going to lie. Because, you know, it's midnight at like 5 p.m. now. And it really does a number to your, like, I feel like it's like psychologically messes you up daylight savings time. And if you're in America, you understand this. And if you're not, you're lucky. There's that. But let me tell you, like, we went to the 4:00 game. We got to drive like in daylight. And I was like, hey, it's daylight. But we also had, no, that was Saturday. So Saturday, we had a cocoa crawl in our little town. And so we loved the event. And so we went, and I feel like it's my annual dosage of cocoa because I really don't ever want it again after the cocoa crawl. I'm like, yeah, I'm cocoed out, peeps. All right. So, but one of the places in the cocoa crawl was at one of our like little restaurants locally in the downtown area. There's a couple restaurants, and they had a heated tent out, which was awesome. Okay. Cause it was a little brisk. It wasn't as bad as it was supposed to be. It was supposed to snow and be super cool, but it wound up being like 37 and just like cloudy. And I was like, I could deal with that. So it was quite nice because last year it rained. So that kind of stunk, but we had the greatest time. We go into this heated tent because at this point I'm like, yeah, I need to heat up. What I did is I went and I bought a coat. Now, for most people, you're probably like, okay, good for you, Denise. Hope you like your new coat. No, like I bought a winter coat, which I know I live in the Midwest and I was born and raised in the Midwest, but I'm not a fan of coats. I feel like you can't move in them. They're very restrictive. If you're a big girl like me, none of them ever make you feel like they're slimming, you know? And I needed a warm coat because I'm like, okay, I'm going to do a cocoa crawl. We've got some other Christmas events coming up, walking around, looking at lights. It's going to be chilly. Like it's in the 20s and 30s. Well, today it's not. Yeah, I think it's like almost 50, but you never know because it could be 50 degrees one day in the Midwest and the next day it's like -7 with the wind chill. It's crazy, but that's what it is. It's part of the Midwest. You deal with it. Like earthquakes in California and hurricanes in the South. You just deal. Okay. So I'm like, it's time that I get a coat. Now I have coats that I wear, but I don't zip them. So I just don't zip them because I'm always hot. So I go to put my coat on, like, thank God 2 days before he gave me the conscious mind to try the coat on before I went. Buster, get your face out of that. Oh my gosh. So Buster has all of those like cute little bins that I put his toys on the floor, but we have one that's similar, like a little storage cube for our stocking hats and, you know, scarves and gloves and stuff that I put by the shoe tray so that everybody could grab what they need. And he, you know, sometimes thinks it's his toy thing. The other day he was running around with a glove. I was like, pardon me, sir. Anywho, so I go to zip this coat up and I realize that like, for whatever reason, it won't zip up past my boobs. I'm like, oh, this could be a problem. This definitely is a problem if it's cold outside. So I did what all rational people would do when you need a coat and you don't want to spend a lot of money, but you need something warm. I went to Walmart the week and a half before Christmas. Now, I'm not a fan of going to Walmart the other 365 days of the year. I certainly don't want to go to Walmart a week and a half before Christmas. I sometimes lose my shit, you guys, in the parking lot at Walmart. I feel like it's the insanity starts in the parking lot at Walmart. So I also don't like messy stores. So like for me, Peter loves Old Navy stuff, but at Christmas time, if these poor girls and guys are not on their toes, people go and they just rummage through those poor piles. And if it's too rummaged, I can't shop there. I'm like, yeah, this is too messy for me. I just can't. I don't know why. I just don't. It's just something that triggers my OCD and I just can't even be in the store. And I'm like, okay, bye. So I'm at Walmart a week and a half before Christmas. People are insane. And I love how people will literally just like park their cart in the middle of an aisle and just walk away. And I'm like, hey, there's like 3 people behind you. Beep, beep. Remember us? So I find a coat. It only comes in my size in cream. Yeah. I got a newfie. And a kid. Yep. So I have a cream coat. And it has a hood, but the hood doesn't detach. So now I feel like I'm being choked as well. But I did wear it. I look like I am a hippopotamus, and I've always wanted a hippopotamus for Christmas. See what I did there? And so I was like, whatever. I'm going to get this and be done, because I'm not ordering a coat on Amazon that winds up saying it's from Amazon, but it ships from China, and I ordered a 2XL, but it gets here and I can't zip it up again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, but anything overseas doesn't get like plus size clothes. So you just got to try them out in person. And I didn't want to pay like a whole boatload by going to like a plus size store. So that all worked out. So we did the Cocoa Crawl, had my coat on, and I feel like I'm lugging like everybody's luggage on a vacation. It's so heavy. I got to drive. I'm like, I can't drive in this. My husband was like, really? I'm like, I can't. I'm like, oh gosh, Mr. Sith, like, I feel like, how do you do this? If your coat is zipped up and you sit in a car, how the hell do you drive? I felt like I was in a mummy suit trying to operate a vehicle. I'm like, I can't do this. This is a no. This is a no. We have to unzip it. It's not okay. Then I had to drag it inside the hockey place. And I'm like, this is horrible. Because we had the Cocoa Crawl, and then we had to go to hockey, which is like 50 minutes away. Then we won. Thank you. We won the game, which was great, but it was just like over a regular team. It's like, okay. And Sunday, we knew we were going to be playing the second place team, and they're kind of dirty players. So I knew it was going to be an exciting game nonetheless, but I didn't know it was going to be like a super exciting game. So we got up, we went to church, we went to breakfast, and then came back, did a few things, and then headed out for the Sunday game. So I'm like, hey, the great thing is we're going to get home early because it's an early game, right? We get there, I totally forget it's skate with the player night. I'm like, really? Now, Peter doesn't skate, and I did not know. They said nobody on the ice without shoes, but you know what? Or without skates. But I'll be honest with you, I saw multiple people in pictures that didn't have shoes on, so next year, my ass is going to be downstairs in the rink. I can skate. My kid cannot. Mr. Sith, he's only skated once. And he did okay, considering he'd never been on skates before, and he's 6'3". But I can't skate. For medical reasons, because I have a spinal compression in my cervical C3, C4. And so that was why I couldn't play hockey anymore. So there's that. So I couldn't get on the ice even if I wanted to. And then I'm like, wait, all these people have no skates on. I could have totally went and just wore my damn shoes. What the hell, people? So there were some players up on top. And yeah. We had a bunch of players from our ECHL team, which is the junior league, come up because everybody got called up to the Chicago Blackhawks, it feels like. Our goalie, our big scorer. I'm like, okay, whatever, peeps. But they pulled themselves together. We got an interim coach who is a player and like player developer, I guess recruiter. He's a talent guy and he's been in the NHL himself. And I really think that whatever he's told these boys have put a spark into them. It was the most exciting game that I've been to in a while. We went to overtime, which is sudden death in hockey AHL. So it's 4-on-4 instead of 5-on-5 guys. And they play 4-on-4 instead, and first score wins, right? So we get through overtime with no score. So now I'm like, okay, it's 1-1. We got to score. Okay. So that means we go to shootout. Now, if you've never been through a hockey shootout, it's a mixture of adrenaline, exciting, captivating, suspenseful, but you have like a little mini puke in your mouth at the same time. I swear. It's the most, I feel like I age during a shootout. So basically, it's the two goalies of the opposing teams, if you don't know. If you do, then go take a bathroom break, because some people don't know because they don't do hockey. I'm spicy today. Can you tell? So it was, and then you pick like 5 of your best shooters off of each team, and then one at a time, you just go up against the opposing goalie and you try to shoot on him. And it's best out of 5. And we were at home, so we're first, which to me is more heart like palpitating than going last. Because like we scored 1, they scored 1. We scored 1, they scored 1. We lost 1 and everyone's like, oh, and then they missed 1. And I'm like, oh, and then they missed 1. And then we're like, oh, or we missed 1, and then they missed 1. And then I'm like, oh, God, it's all on this guy. It's all on this one guy. And so you're literally, like your knuckles are, mine at least are, physically turning white from grabbing onto the seat and doing all sorts of stuff. Because I'm like going to have like a stroke at this point with the suspense. And then our guy comes in, he scores on the goalie. Okay, you can't, super exciting, but you can't get too excited because they still get to go. So like, meanwhile, you're like literally having a coronary, and then they went to shoot and our guy caught it with a glove like it was nothing. And then the police went crazy. I'm like, this is my kind of hockey. So it was pretty exciting. What else is going on? You guys are gonna get so tired hearing about my hockey by like, you guys will be like, spring ain't gonna get here soon enough. So Denise has shut her mouth about that hockey. It's awesome. You should try it. If you've never been to a hockey game with your family, you have to go. I don't even care like what age they are. It's amazing. Doesn't have to be NHL. Look for AHL teams by you. Look for ECHL teams. If you're in Canada, look for OHL. If you're in Europe, look for KHL. There's tons of stuff. Just do it. It's fun. So one of the things that I have found is that, I'm super stressed because I'm usually done with the holidays by this time, and I'm not. And, I'm running out of time. So like Mr. Sith comes home and then I'm exhausted, and somehow he feels that I get to go out and drive in the dark, which I don't like to do at all, but that I'm supposed to somehow go out and start like finishing Christmas stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I can't do that. I haven't even finished my Christmas boxes. I'm going to do them, but I'm going to chuck it up. We got 1 out of 7. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm delivering 4. And then we have 3 that we're mailing out. And I've already told both those people that it's going to be like a surprise post-Christmas, pre-New Year's box. There you go. I can't beat myself over it, but I'm so stressed out, and I'm trying not to be, but I feel like the more I don't stress out, that I'm kind of like, rather than dealing with it, I'm suppressing it. And herein lies the problem, the suppression of it. Now we're going to go into this. I'm going to go into it, actually. I mean, you can go into it too. But I'm going to go into a quick break from our sponsor, and then we'll come back and talk about it.
Hello, I'm Peter Sith, and I'm here to tell you about something you have to have for your kids. My new book, Popcorn World. Peek inside my creative brain and meet Dylan, an ordinary kid who accidentally finds a portal to his new world in his basement while looking for his lost soccer ball. Your kids will totally be able to relate to Dylan and all his emotions, trials, and big act of kindness in my story. I worked on creating this book over the summer with my awesome tutor, Dr. Peterson. She helped me guide me through the parts of my book, and boom, Popcorn World was created. Another cool fact, my mom does all the drawings. Trust me, these pictures and the story are super cool, but you can find out yourself by picking up a copy on Amazon, and it's available worldwide. So even if my family and friends in Slovakia, Canada, Scotland, and Italy can get a copy of Popcorn World, don't forget the name, Popcorn World. Available on Amazon now! Let's make reading cool.
Hey, we're back. I'm back. I made it. I still have a voice. Yay. So I've found that like the littlest things over the holiday, because I'm not prepared. I know what I'm going to cook for like Christmas Eve, Christmas, New Year's Eve, but I didn't go make like a menu. Like I didn't make a shopping list for any of it. I just picked up my my stuff for all my baking today. So like somehow I'll be doing that all this week. It's just crazy. But then at the same time, still trying to do Christmassy stuff, like going to see lights. We're supposed to see those tonight. Do I want to go see them? Not really. I'm going to be honest with you. Like at this point, I'm like, yeah, why don't you just take Peter or Mr. Sith and enjoy the holiday lights? Because I'm exhausted. I'm not sleeping at night. It's insane. And I'm like, I don't know how much more I could take. Nobody's cleaning the house. Everybody said they were going to help me clean the house. Does this happen in your house where like you have a total like freaking meltdown and your husbands or spouses, whatever you do, they're like, oh gosh, what could I do? Oh, we don't want them to freak out anymore. What can we do for you? And then you give them like this huge rattle off, like 9,000 things. And then, you're like, I'm going to get help. I appreciate that. And then a week later, nothing has been freaking done. And you're in the same place, but then now you have an extra like little dash of aggravation because nobody did anything. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Except that, you know how you would normally do a dash of your spice, right? Yeah, well, the lid is off mine. So when you dash it, it just comes pouring out. That's where I'm at. I'm in full triggered meltdown mode, and I'm just waiting for the tiny little thing to spark it, and I'm going to flip out. And I'm trying not to, but I know it's coming. I already had a little meltdown this morning because like someone needs to help me clean my house. I'm not hiring people anymore because number one, they don't even show up. And when they do show up, they don't even move shit when they clean. And then number three, if they do move shit when they clean, they don't clean like I do. Like I'll be looking down on the floor and I'm like, I still see my dog's prints. I thought you said you mopped the floor. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. I'm just saying. That aside, I I'm really not myself when I'm triggered, and I've been digging into this triggering and why it's so worse for some people than for others, because obviously everybody gets triggered. Everybody gets aggravated. But why do some people flip out more than others? Right? Because when I'm triggered, I'm not me at all. Like at all. I am not me and the person that I know I could be. I am literally the person. I become the person that I think I need in order to survive in that moment, if that makes sense. Okay. So when you have somebody who's like flipping out or they got triggered, okay. And I don't mean like weird stuff. I mean like legitimately, these are people who are stressed out. Like, I don't want to hear about how you got triggered because, I'm going to say it. Whoever you voted for didn't get put into office. That's just an inability to cope with what life throws at you. I'm talking about moms, dads, peeps that are so inundated with so many things and everybody's leaning on you, especially during the holiday season, and you are at maximum capacity overload and nothing's given, right? And when you remain in that environment, I mean, where am I going to go, right? I live here. Let's be honest. I then stay in this environment that triggers that flight or fight mode. I'm always in fight, which sucks, but I am. And then my identity starts slipping away because my values and my personalities are constantly being hijacked by these thoughts of like panic, survival, anger, because anger is fear. When you hear anger, it's fear. Okay. All the time. All right. And it makes sense to me that when I look back, like why I feel so crappy all the time, in addition to autoimmune, I mean, which is even worse, right? I got to keep my autoimmune, but being in survival mode for like long periods of time, I mean, it's got to have and is having significant negative health repercussions for me. Okay. Now it can have it for you too. For me, it's a bunch of stuff, but I pulled up some things that I know are things that it could be. And that's increased risk of anxiety and depression, especially now during the holidays and the new year. Physical symptoms like fatigue, headaches, disrupted sleep patterns, raising my hand high in the air, waving like you just don't care. That's me. Disrupted sleep patterns. I don't know if disruptive is disruptive. Is it still disruptive if you don't sleep at all? Because like, what are you disrupting at this point? I'm not sleeping. Impaired cognitive functions, unhealthy coping mechanisms, right? They could be drinking, drugs, overeating. I mean, not eating. It could be tons of stuff, right? Strained relationships. You jumping down your husband's or your wife's throat. Hands up in the air again, right? Reduced productivity. Oh, that's me, which I am not usually reduce productivity. I usually increase productivity, but I am so incredibly tired that I can't even do that anymore, which then increases my anxiety because I'm watching the house get dirty around me and it's not where I want it. And then I'm in a bigger stress response. It's insane. So when you are in this prolonged, I can't even talk. When you are in these like prolonged survival modes, like I get into, there's some really bad things that you got to look out for. And it's why it's really important that you have a therapist to talk to. Or if I didn't have my therapist, y'all, I would be in jail, like long term. Okay. Cause I would just lose my shit. But what you have to do is you have to understand what it does for your mental health. For me, it does my mental health and my physical health, but it also now is starting to give me behavioral changes. And that's concerning to me, which is why I'm doing this, because I've been to therapy so much. I can notice these things. I can diagnose myself. I know when like my blood counts are low or they're high. And so because I'm super in tune with my body, but other people might not be, or it could be your like first rodeo. And so these are some signs of prolonged survival mode, and you got to get some help. Okay. So with mental health, it could be anxiety and depression. And you might dismiss that because it's the holidays, but you really got to take care, especially during the holidays. Mood swings. Yes, ladies, mood swings. Difficulty concentrating. Irritability and short temper. Oh my gosh, I'm raising both my hands right now. I'm like, yeah, irritability and short tempers. Woo! Feeling overwhelmed and burned out. Oh, that's me. If I could actually lift both my legs, because I have no core strength anymore, I would be lifting my hands and my legs up in the air right now. Because that's what I am. Irritable, short-tempered, feeling overwhelmed, and burnt out. Yeah. And what am I going to do after this podcast? I'll tell you what I should be doing. I should be going into my kitchen and starting to bake some things. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make myself a chai tea latte, or a chai latte, since it's not a TT. Get it? I'm going to make myself a chai latte, and I'm going to sit down, I'm going to crochet and watch a movie that I've seen 6,000 times that Peter has on TV. There's that. Physical health, chronic fatigue, raising my hand, headaches, raising my hand, muscle tension, raising my hand, elevated blood pressure. Hey, I got that going for me. I do not have high blood pressure. Okay. Digestive issues. I'm raising both my hands. Okay. Because right now, everything is evil to me. I cannot have any cream. I cannot have milk. I cannot have eggs. I cannot have, nope. Or I will tell you right now, I better be near a toilet. Period. My poor belly cannot handle any of that. And sleep disturbances. Me. Okay. And behavioral changes. Poor eating habits. So overeating or skipping meals. I'm an overeater and a skip mealer. Let me explain. I do not like to eat in the morning during the week. I only like to eat breakfast on the weekends. I don't know. It's just the thing. But if I don't do that during the week and I'm in this survival mode thingy, I will eat more than I should have for lunch. I mean, knock on wood, I am still at the weight I was. I have not gained any weight. So I've lost weight this year and I've maintained it. So I'm happy. Substance abuse, social withdrawal. I'll tell you right now, this is the first year I really give two shits if I do anything with anybody. It's the year of like Denise being solo. I'm going to be honest. Okay. I just want to, I want to have like a Friendsmas, but only with women. And you have to do a craft. Because we're just going to craft in front of a fireplace. Yeah. That sounds glorious, actually. It sounds wonderful. What else? Difficulty making decisions. Yeah. I really don't even care anymore. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. If it's the wrong decision, then oops, it's the wrong decision. And impaired memory. Well, hey, listen, I can't even remember what is going on a daily basis, but I feel like I just do notes and I have like books of notes and I have a calendar and a calendar and a calendar and I just make it work. It is what it is. But there is, why being in this survival mode, why is it harmful? Okay. It is harmful because when you're in this survival mode, the body is releasing stress hormones like cortisol, and adrenaline. Sorry, I almost forgot what it was. Like, seriously, Denise, it's the whole point of the damn podcast. So yeah, your body will release stress hormones, peeps, cortisol and adrenaline continuously. Okay. Which will and can disrupt your normal bodily functions. Okay. It's going to lead to a state of chronic stress if it's not managed. That's why I'm like, if I didn't have my therapist, I would literally be in a fit. Okay. I would be in a fit, peeps. Okay. But this because when you're in this constant activation of fight or flight, okay, depending, it doesn't matter what your response is, whether your body is chose fight or flight, okay, it takes a toll on both your mind and your body. And I'm clearly experiencing all that now. And I know that I have methods of coping and exercises to do and people to talk to. But I know that during this time of the year, there are many people who do not, or this is the first time this is happening. And this podcast is for you so that you know you're not alone and that these feelings are normal. They're not normal. You don't want them to be your norm, but it is normal to feel this way on occasion. You just don't want to be stuck in it. So if you think, if you're like, oh, I suspect I may be in survival mode, Denise. Okay. If you are like me, you need to start practicing relaxation techniques. Okay. I don't care what it is. All right. You do you. Just relax. I don't care if it's reading a book, watching YouTube, sitting in a bathtub, doing yoga, meditating, whatever you want to do. Walk your dog, walk your cat, walk a possum. I don't really care. I don't know why I said possum. Why would you walk a possum? So I'm losing my mind. You're going to walk a possum if you want. Oh my gosh. So practice relaxation techniques. Also prioritize self-care, adequate sleep, healthy diet, regular exercise. I've got regular exercise because I run around all day like a lunatic to get shit done. Okay. So I got that down. Healthy diet. I actually eat way better than anybody else in my house, especially during this time of year. Okay. I will make a shit ton of candy and cookies and I will not touch a single one. Number one, because I know how to cook and bake and they're going to be delicious and I don't need to taste them. It is what it is. An adequate sleep, which I get zero of. I know I am deficient of that and it has been a lifetime struggle and I'm working on it. Life is always a work in progress. And then my last one, which is my ultimate favorite, is to seek professional help because therapy helps address the underlying stressors and they help you develop coping mechanisms, which is what I have that I go through. But I still look so forward to talking to her every week. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I hope you guys are going into this last week before Christmas and you're going in and trying to calm down, or at least identify that you are not calmed down like me and that there are some issues that need to be addressed and that you are working on them. Just don't leave them unaddressed. I'll talk to you guys all on Saturday. And until then, lead with kindness and lean on God. Bye.